I will start with a very brief presentation of what we do at BCB at a glance. So very basically, we are specialized in thermographic cameras. So we are official distributors and integrators of FLIR, the biggest manufacturer of infrared cameras in Europe and in the United States. And we are based in Madrid, in Spain. We also have a Mexican branch since 2012. And we specialized in thermographic engineering solutions, not only the camera, but also a complete solution to industry and also to research. So we are experts in data acquisition, machine vision, integration with different instruments, different types of cameras for process monitoring, control, automatic detection of defects, dimensional controls. We also work with big data, artificial intelligence, with self-learning machine vision, for example, or statistics, database systems. We have our own software, the BCB monitor platform. We use national business tools to develop that. And we have two versions of the BCB monitor, integrating in a single platform different combinations of thermal sensors, cameras, and additional elements to offer a complete solution for each specific application. This is the version, the BCB Research, with some additional characteristics. It's more powerful than the industrial control one. And our technologies are very transversal. We work in different sectors, from automation, industry, research and development, and solar and thermal power plants. But today we will concentrate on agri-food, just as some examples of some wonderful things we do in Industry 4.0, different industrial processes, electronics, critical equipment monitoring, foundries, making, automotive, stations, but and medical, of course, including, by the way, a new application, a new software solution for coronavirus screening, basically TempScan. But okay, we will go. This is research and development. We will go straight to the point, to food safety, as we are a bit short in time already. Just 10 slides, but of course, please feel free to make any questions during or after the webinar. So this is the first one, the generic one. What we do in the food industry. As I said, thermography is quite a transversal technology for many industrial processes. So we concentrate in the food industry in process control and monitoring, baking and cooking control, and continuous monitoring of machinery and other critical elements. Some examples. For example, we can see through thermography, infrared cameras, the fill level in bottles or packages. We can also control the temperature of the product inside the bottle or can or the package. We can also, regarding refrigeration, cold rooms, we can monitor the room temperature, the uniformity of those temperatures. So if you have only one thermocouple, we can say in one corner of the room, maybe the product is degrading in the other corner of the room because the temperature there is not the same as in the spot you are measuring. We can integrate, of course, we do integrate alarms in our systems, and we can also do a thermal mapping of facilities, including cold rooms, alleys, or whatever you want to measure. Regarding process control, we can control baking and cooking temperature, for example, the production of cookies, bakery products, chocolate as well, meat and fish, pizzas, pre-cooked foods. There's some examples here. This is a control of the uniformity of the temperature in a production line. As there was a question about if it is possible to control the temperature at the exit of a furnace or from oven. Yes, it is possible. We can control the external product, of course, the temperature. Infrared vision is not X-ray, so you can only see the external temperature. But that's usually sufficient to control the process. You can see if all the products are the right temperature, to guarantee the quality and the safety, of course, of the product. And you will usually notice that there are small differences, for example, between the center of the furnace and the size. That's normal, but you have to control those differences. You have to guarantee that the products are correct at all times. Another example of processed food in this case. Okay. Another example, pasteurization, temperature control, performance of thermal equipment, energy savings, monitoring of critical machines, dairy products, sealing of the product. Well, Ricardo has much more experience than us in this field, but we can also help regarding thermal sealing. And also we can control through infrared vision the monitoring of the temperature of fermentation of a product. Also regarding packaging, we can detect contamination or do the counting of units inside a package. We can also combine infrared vision with natural vision and go even to a multispectral solution depending on the application. And also another example, just the last one for storage silos. We can also calculate work from product level, volume, weight, based on what we measure from the external surface, and also hot spots, for example, in fermented food products. These are some examples and references of customers we are working with. And of course, if you have any question, comment, so these are our addresses in Spain and in Mexico, and you also have my email address here at the bottom of the page. I will write it in the webinar page minutes as well. So please feel free to ask any questions for very specific processes. I know that many of you want also to, well, do you not want to share your know-how? We also signed confidentiality and non-disclosure agreements, of course. But for any public questions, I am at your disposal from now on. And Sergio will love me because I was right in time.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you very much, Victor, for the clarity of the presentation. I think it was very clear with the images to see what kind of things you can monitor.
Yes, I tried to keep it short as well.
Okay, thank you very much. And now it's turn for doing questions for Victor. The first one from Eda Silva. Are you able to help a food industry to adapt its production lines with your sensors, plus create and learn the production team to use the software in order to monitor the lines?
If we are speaking about thermal imaging or machine vision in general, yes, of course, we are able to do that. And also we can help you integrate our systems with other systems you have in the factory. Regarding, for example, the use of data from different sensors in your facility, not only the thermal cameras. And okay. we also do training. Actually, we have a webinar this afternoon for Spain and Mexico, and we have about the possibilities of infrared thermography for the Industry 4.0, and we do this quite often. So please drop me a line, and we will invite you to the next one we organize.
Perfect. Next question is from Katarzyna Unimos from AgroBio Alliance. What kind of contamination in food packaging can you detect?
Okay, thank you, Katarzyna. We cannot detect coronavirus, unfortunately, but we can detect, for example, strange bodies that shouldn't be there. For example, if you mix food with fish or with meat, I mean that kind of contamination, not viruses and not microbes, but external bodies, we can say, physical elements, plastics, wood, this kind of elements inside the food or inside the package.
Next question from Juan Maldonado. He says, in my production line, I need to check internal temperature. Is there any process to measure the internal temperature of a product? It was not clear to me.
Not with a thermal camera. We can see the surface of the product and we can infer the internal temperature, but we are not measuring that internal temperature directly. So, for example, if you take a product right out of your refrigerator and you fry it, maybe it's still, if you do it quite quickly, maybe it's still frozen inside. If it is a thicker product, we cannot detect that. You would need to use another system, but not a thermal camera.
Okay. Next one comes from Ferran. He says, the control of silos level that you showed is a validated technology. Is there a portable hand equipment to do it? What would be the approximate cost?
Yes, there is a hand equipment, a portable one. We have a suitcase with a portable camera for different applications. We can study your particular one. But then regarding cost, well, we would need more details about the application. Regarding, I can tell you the cost of a thermal camera. It ranges between 1,000 and 200,000 euros, depending on the camera. So we have to study your particular application. Usually for the food industry, for many processes, it is enough, the most simple cameras. But in some cases, you would need more advanced ones. So just write me an email, and we will be happy to study your specific case.
Perfect.
And regarding a validated technology, well, it is a useful technology. Regarding validation, well, that's something we have to discuss about. If there is any specification you have to meet, then please ask, and we will tell you if I will invent meet or not at the specification. For example, if you are working in explosive atmospheres, you would need the camera will not resist that, but there are specific carcasses, packs for the camera. So, well, just in a summary, just drop me a line about your application, and we will speak about it in more detail.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Last question from Boylon Mikael. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. This technology, well, is more or less the same question, but I think he's thinking in a more wider way. This technology is available with a portable device. I think he's talking about all the thermographic cameras.
Yeah, you can install a camera, for example, a fixed camera at the exit of a furnace, the same way you do with a physical surveillance camera for security, intrusion. So, but you can also, the cameras are not so heavy, so you can move them together with the computer or together with a monitor to different locations in your facility or in other facilities. So they are, we can say, portable systems.
Okay. Okay, Victor. Thank you very much. Time is over. As always, it was a pleasure. And thanks for everything.
This is my email address, so just please feel free to ask any more questions.
Okay.